Why do I keep singing Backstreet Boys? How do you map your marketing strategy to the buyer's journey? Those are probably potentially two words that you don't hear very often. I'm going to bridge the gap because I really think that many startups are out there producing tons of content that don't land with anybody, or they actually like create content that's like viral, interesting, but nobody buys from that traffic. Or they have no clue what kind of content, they have the budget, they want to do it, they want to make it potent, but they don't have the strategy. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys exactly how to think about the different types of buyers and the stage they're in, sharing some of the traditional approaches to doing this, and then giving you my unique approach. Now, I'm going to start off with an analogy, okay? Well, it's kind of like a joke, but it's not a joke. It starts off sounding like a joke. The CEO, CMO, and marketing manager walk into a bar. What drink do they order? Well, I mean, it sounds like a joke, but it's not even an analogy. I don't even know what that is. It's a story. It's the framing. What you got to ask yourself then is, well, how thirsty are they? What is their preference? Why do they need a drink? Did they work out before? There's all these different questions that are going to help you understand what kind of drink those three individuals are going to buy. And that's no different than your product. You know, I remember when I was building my company, Flowtown, we had different customers. We had some customers that paid us $20 a month. We had some customers that paid us $200 a month. And then we had incredible customers that I absolutely loved, and I would have loved 10,000 more, that paid us $2,000 a month. Those types of companies and needs and roles within those organizations for those different pay groups are different, okay? What I want to walk you through is kind of how to think about the buyer's journey. How do they become aware of you? How do they decide to buy from you? What is the information they're going to need? So the first level, okay, and there's, I'm going to butcher his name, Avinash Kochek, created a framework, okay? I'm going to share you that, and I'm going to also map it to the buyer's journey. The first thing is C. C is like awareness. In the funnel, the marketing funnel, there's I need to become aware of your company or your product. And there's two primary types of content in marketing that you want to create to track that person's awareness. One is inspire, so I want to inspire them around the category or problem I solve, and the other one is inform, make aware of. It's really about C. You know, people don't realize the way people discover things, especially around content marketing, is they go to the Facebook and they're scrolling their feed, or they go to Hacker News and they scroll their feed, or they go to some other news source, you know, Tech Meme, and kind of scroll their feed, and like something is shared that they resonate with their world views, and they go, oh, that sounds interesting, that's a unique perspective. It entertains, it's inspiring, it informs, and that's the beginning of the relationship, right? So typically this is the CEO. The CEO wants to understand the opportunity and the solutions in the space. They want to be sold on, is this something I got to start thinking about? And if I were to think about it, how would I think about it, right? So that's the high level C, which is all about awareness, which is all about inform and inspire, and just make it entertaining, okay? The second level down as a funnel would be around think. It's their decision to finally say, I'm going to consider buying something. I have the problem, I'm thinking about it now, and I'm going to buy it. This is more like the CMO, okay? The CEO says, I think we need to have marketing automation, and the CMO says, you know what, let me put that on my quarterly strategy map, and I'm going to start thinking about it. The kind of content that type of buyer in that framing of the moment in their life is more around education. Teach me about marketing automation. If I have a software that solves a problem in the marketing automation space, I'm going to teach people how companies like them use it, okay? So their whole idea, or the content you want to create around that, is education, okay? How do you are successful? And I'm going to link up, this is an incredible graphic that I found, I'm going to link up a list of search terms, because in each one of these three different categories or the funnel steps, there's different search terms that are going to indicate they're in that stage of the funnel, okay? So content marketing, buyer's journey. So make sure you look below in the description, I'll link that up. And that to me is the think and consideration stage, right? Where you want to create content to educate them on how to think about your space and the problems they might encounter and how to work through those. The third bottom of that funnel is do, right? And this is, again, it's see, think, do. And the do is all about purchase, okay? They finally decide they want to buy. What is the information? This is the marketing manager, the person actually going to use the tool. So, the CEO says, you know what, I think we need marketing automation to really scale our business. The CMO says, let me go and educate myself about how to think about marketing automation. And then finally, he gives the task to his marketing manager to go choose a solution. And now they're looking at different information. They're looking at the products, they're comparing the different products, and they're also assessing their needs versus the solution's features, okay? And that's an assessment. That's the kind of content that's required to get somebody at that phase to become a customer, to purchase, okay? 3 different buyers, 3 different stages, 3 different strategies to create content. Now, if you're struggling in your business to try to understand kind of what types of content would fit in each 3 of those, I want to invite you to leave a comment and let me know what you are working on, what industry you're in, and kind of what part of the stages or phases that you feel you're having trouble in, and we will, as a community, answer your questions. I hope this makes sense. Really trying to unpack and say, okay, we got a CEO, a CMO, and a marketing manager walk into a bar. What drink are they drinking? Well, let's think about the content they need. And if you think about that analogy in your content planning, it's going to make the whole thing work for you. Again, you don't want to create 10,000 articles that actually don't drive people to purchase. That, to me, is the biggest waste of time and energy, is I'm going to be a marketing person, but you don't have a strategic approach to how to think through that. As per usual, I want to challenge you to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you next Monday. If you want other marketing videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'd also invite you to join my newsletter where I share exclusive invites, community contests, and other free training. And if you want to keep watching, I got 2 videos queued up for you right there. We'll see you next week.